Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage and the Twingo and a broken wheel bearing. And because it's a Twingo, of course the front one is broken as well. In this video I will be fixing both of them. It's very noisy. Underneath this is a nut. With that off, I should be able to just slide this off. There we go. It's the bearing that I'm going to change, but I'm just going to clean up the brakes as well. Here we have the drum. I need to remove the bearing in there. There is a clip. There we go. With that out of the way, I can flip it around, use this to press it out. Now, I have been fixing cars for a long time before getting a press, and changing bearings without a press is harder, way harder, but it's definitely possible. What I would do is just to use a hammer to hammer this out, and then flip it around and use a hammer again to push it in. Very important to push on the outside of the bearing when doing that. And if you can do something else than using a hammer, it would be better. But it is definitely possible. I have changed a lot of bearings that way, and it rarely goes wrong, so it's definitely possible. But a press is a very good tool if you do a lot of work on cars. And honestly, they are not that expensive if you go for a cheap brand. This is mine, and I think I paid around 250 euros or something like that for this press. And if you do a lot of work to cars and you have the space, this is one of those tools that is just gonna make your life a lot easier. Such a tiny bearing. Here is the new bearing, and then I need to find something, this, that fits and can push on the outside of the bearing, but still fit inside the bore that it needs to fit inside, so it doesn't get stuck, of course. And then it's just a matter of pushing the new bearing in. Of course, making sure that it's clean in there. And it's seated all the way in. And then I can install a new ring. These have to be handled with respect because they can be a bit dangerous when they fly around. Make sure that there are no oily fingers on the braking surface, of course. And then a new hub nut. Woo! And then I'm torquing that up to 170 Newton meter. That's what I could find. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's correct. Needs to be completely seated before tightening it, of course. Like that. There we go. Wheel back on. Is there an improvement? Very much so. The small bell kind of sound you can hear is just inside the brake drum because I just cleaned it up. There could be some particles and so on. But that bearing is completely silent. Nice. But the front tire is still bad. The bearing. Drive shaft nut need to come off. There we go. It's already loose. That's good. Next up, I will undo the brake caliper. Like so. Just using an old brake line. Next up, I want to undo this ball joint. That was easy. And then I need to undo the ABS sensor. I'm just going to try to remove it down here, but 9 out of 10 times it would be easier to just unplug it up there. If it's stuck in any way, I'm not going to proceed. ABS sensors really like to get stuck. I'm just going to undo the bolt and try to wiggle it a bit. Yeah, the chances are too big to destroy the sensor trying to get it loose, so I'm just going to unconnect it. So you might wonder why I even tried and not just unconnecting it straight away. That's because it's much nicer not to have the wire in its way when you put it in the press and so on. So if it's very easy to remove, I will. And if not, then the connector is the way to go. There we go. And then it's time for the lower pinch bolt on the ball joint. There we go. And then the bolts in here. And then I can remove the entire thing, making sure that the drive shaft doesn't pull out together with the rest, because then the gearbox oil might leak out. Can't remember. I just changed this. I should remember. I actually think it doesn't. There we go. To have better access, I'm just going to remove the disc. With the disc off, you can clean up where the ring sits. Wait a second, is there not a ring in here? No ring? What? Ah, it's a spring devil ring out here. It's one of these things that the demon has sent from hell. There we go. There we go, it's coming out. And as mentioned before I had a press, I would just do this with a hammer, like this. But it is definitely a bit of a rough way to do it. Often the inner ring is stuck. It's not the case on this one, probably because the bearing is so shut. It can be quite difficult to get this off when this is all the way in here. Special tools are a good thing. A good way to do it is to just grind it off. As you can see, someone has done that before. There is a notch right there. Then I can go ahead and press the rest of the bearing out. Need to find something that fits like so. So I can push on that. Push the bearing through. And then I need the part of the bearing that is stuck to the stop axle. Is it called that? Doesn't need a lot of force. It just needs a solid pull. There we go. It's off. And I can take this part, fit that in to the bearing, find something that pushes on all of it, like so. Whenever I go above 5 tons of pressure, I will wrap a carpet around it, just in case that something blows up or jumps out. There we go. And then I'm just going to press that in. And then refit this. Pressing on the inside of the bearing. And then I'm just going to go ahead and install this back on the car. Of course, firstly, I will fit that clip that goes in there, and then fit it back on the car. There we go. There we go. No noisy bearings on the Twingo. This is how I fixed the 2 bearings on the Twingo. I hope that it was helpful. And if you like this kind of content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. There will be much more Twingo content in the future. See you in the next one.